Hey everybody, welcome to part 2 of the Two Goth Holiday, whatever we decide to call it.
Oh yeah!
This is the podcast for the ultimate United Gibson thieves, and we're also known as Two Goth. We're gonna talk about the movies that we rewrote all the themes for. We're watching some movies and complaining about things, cause we want our themes in these damn movies, but we don't think Hollywood has the damn guts to deal with how real our themes are. We don't think the themes from all these movies cut the mustard good enough, and we could do a better job. So we rewrote the themes, and now they're better themes. And now this is a podcast where you listen to us talk about our themes. Okay, here we go. Let's podcast.
Oh yeah! Hey everybody, we're gonna start it off with our part 2 holiday. Well, you know, it's a Christmas movie, so we can say Christmas song, I guess. This is Lethal Weapon 1.
This does already sound very, very Yuletide.
Yeah, you'll recognize the music for this one because it is an old song of ours.
Oh yeah.
This was a song that I never loved the lyrics, so I just decided to theme it. Unfortunately true. Rhyming one with one. I kind of talked over that line, but that's a pretty good line. I could do without Joe Pesci when I'm getting lethal weapony.
Yeah. I mean, that was great. And Joe Pesci was really having a moment.
Yeah. And he was pretty great in Lethal Weapon 2.
Yeah, right. Like,
Donner's directing was pumping. It makes your heart be jumping. Oh, this sounds pretty rough. The toilet's the best part of Lethal Weapon 2. Now all of a sudden I'm talking about Lethal Weapon 2. Get it straight, man. That is the B-side, the digital B-side to the holiday single of ours, and we actually, I think that might have been the very first thing that the ultimate United giver of themes, which is me without the other guys, which is a lot of these songs are. I think that might have been the first release, although maybe it was the second release.
yeah, it's tough for me to say because a lot of them I had heard before.
Yeah.
Before actual release.
Yeah, you got the inside track.
Yeah, I got the scoop on
got
which
a hot
themes
scoop on the unreleased themes there. Yeah, so
you know, a thing I love is I'm a big fan of even if it's a movie that doesn't have any sequels, about saying one, like the last thing I saw in the theater, I saw The French Dispatch 1.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a pretty good gag.
That's a very good gag.
Yeah. I like doing good gags, you know, because what I like about them is how good they are and that they're gags and they're funny.
Yeah. Lethal Weapon's got sexiest man alive, Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson. This is pre-shame Mel Gibson. And I think we talked about this recently. I don't know if it was personally, but
no, I think,
I guess like everyone's just cool with him again. Or,
yeah,
I mean,
they're making he's directing Lethal Weapon 5.
That's
and
right,
wait a second. Weren't they getting too old for this shit back then?
Yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen in this one.
I mean, I don't want to see a Mel Gibson movie anyway these days.
Yeah.
But you know, I really hate when Bill and Ted being the only exception.
Yeah.
I hate the whole like new version with like, you know, it'll be like a couple kids playing.
Yeah.
But they'll try to make it like, oh, this guy has a real Mel Gibson energy. Look at how much he hates.
To me, that's a real whiff. Like, man, anyone who thought of that idea was a real whiff.
Yeah.
They whiffed.
And this is the second episode in the row in a row that Joel Silver produced. I mean, well, he didn't produce the episode of the podcast. But,
Yeah, if
know,
he did, it would be way more violent, and there'd be a lot more cocaine.
Yeah, a lot more.
I mean, not to say that we have any cocaine. We definitely don't.
Yeah, so but so
But,
a
I
lot
mean,
more
there would be more than zero.
Yeah,
is
more
what I'm
than
saying. The only drug we have is marijuana, which ain't really a drug. So all you
So if you're a cop, you got to tell us.
You got to tell us, cop. And can you listen to our? Why don't you guys hang around for a while and listen to our demo? Oh man, I just realized this podcast pretty much
We're
is
just
the
doing
equivalent,
Mr. Show stuff.
or just the equivalent of. No, I mean not even doing Mr. Show stuff, but the equivalent of like a couple of baked dudes going like, "Hey, listen to my music."
Well, yeah.
But
yeah,
hey,
no, it's
you
the
know,
equivalent of that.
It is.
Yeah.
It is the equivalent of that. It's not that. It's the equivalent of that. But hey, what are you gonna do? We thank you for listening. And you know, I don't know. It's just the songs were there.
Yeah,
we
we'll
might as
see you
well
next week,
We might,
or
you know,
stick around
and, you
this
know, we're
week.
not forcing you to listen to this. We really appreciate anyone who does.
Yeah, no one's
But,
fucking making you listen to
I don't know why I'm thinking, why my mind's going down this rabbit hole. It's probably because of Lethal. Oh man, this dude, star of Halloween 3, one of my favorite, probably my favorite Halloween movie is Halloween 3, the one without Michael Myers. It's got masks. It's got a good song. It's pretty good. And that dude, goddamn, I'm forgetting his name right now. I'm spacing on it. I'm spacing on the vibes.
yeah,
but
when you space on a
he
guy's
plays
name, that
he
can
plays
be-
the
that can be
girl.
trouble.
There's a girl who's in trouble in this movie, and this guy's like,
I don't know if
better
I
get,
ever even seen it.
I better hire Lethal Weapon about it. I'm talking about Lethal Weapon now. I'm not even talking about Halloween 3 anymore.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah. But okay, so Lethal Weapon is a movie that is basically like, hey, it's Christmas time, but also it's Christmas crime. So, I believe that was the tag, and I believe that was the tagline.
But so Mel Gibson's eating cocaine at a Christmas tree.
And you know who this is? That's Anthony Kiedis' dad. This dude. So if any of you guys are watching on the YouTube, or if you can go, if your local Suncoast is open, you can go buy the
just
DVD.
go ape on it.
Yeah, go ape on that DVD. and you want to go to 11 minutes and 40 seconds into the DVD, and you will be able to
Disc
watch.
one.
Like there will actually be a display on your screen of like the time that's elapsing, so you can see. You don't have to guess. You can see, and you can probably, if you have like a good DVD player, you can probably fast forward in like different speeds, so you can go like 1, 2, or 3, or maybe even more different speeds.
And if you don't have a good DVD player, you should probably buy a really good DVD player.
See, like look how much.
He's definitely
like,
Anthony.
you can just see
We
him.
took a long time to explain how people could see the guy.
Pause it.
Don't just Google Anthony Kiedis' dad.
No. Why?
Don't Google Anthony Kiedis Die Hard, because you probably won't get anything.
But go get the DVD and pause it at 11 minutes and 40 seconds, and you'll see this guy who looks like an older or like how Anthony Kiedis looks now, and you just and when you're watching it, you're like,
Tower
man,
Video
he's just gonna
and buy
bust
the
into Dude's Night Out at any moment. He's gonna start singing their most popular song, Dude's Night Out.
Yeah.
Man, Chili Peppers. That's of all the bands to get super big, it's such an odd thing because they're not good. Although I will admit, every once in a while I'll hear one of their songs. I'll be like, hey,
that one's pretty good. The one that's like,
yeah.
hey man, I got to go to something.
Yeah.
I like to do it. Watch a lot of Die Hard.
Yeah.
That song's pretty good.
Yeah, and they really do seem like nice fellas, especially
you know what?
Flea.
I've revisited Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
Oh yeah,
it's a tough
it's
listen.
got good grooves.
But, some of the
Suck
songs.
My Kiss is good grooves. Suck My Kiss. Suck My Kiss. Anyone who says that song doesn't fucking groove, they can just suck my ass. hey, I'm gonna go there. Suck my ass.
Sir Psycho Sexy
Don't
is pretty
cancel
good.
me.
Don't cancel.
I'll get canceled for talking shit on people who don't like the Chili Peps. The old chilies, the good old Chili Peps.
So as you know, welcome to the new episode. As you know, Jesse was canceled. He told listeners that if they don't like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, they have to suck his ass.
And someone took it literally.
Podcast.
It sucked. Yeah. So, Lethal Weapon is a movie about Mel Gibson, who is kind of like a pretty crazy guy, and it's Christmas time.
Yeah,
there's a lot of Christmas crying.
He's having
going
a lot
on.
of emotional and a lot of mental health difficulties.
Yeah, and I think the deal is something bad happened with a girl that he had a crush on, or something, and then he's gonna team up with this other guy, Murtaugh, and Murtaugh is definitely too old for any shit, and
especially
he'll,
this shit.
Yeah, and he'll let you know. He will make you aware of that fact.
And he's probably pretty young. He's probably what? Danny Glover at this point, what, 45, maybe?
Yeah, oh God, who knows? People looked so old back then. Like,
well, yeah, because they're dressing in the style at the time.
Yeah, it seemed like unless you were like a cool guy like Anthony Kiedis' dad, you're just gonna look old if you're old, you know. Or if you're gonna look old before you're
people
old.
Love talking about Wilford Brimley and I get it.
Yeah.
He was pretty young when he made Cocoon.
Yeah, like I'm about to be 45, but I dress like a 15-year-old, so that's why from a distance I might still look like a young guy. Like if I was in this movie, I would be going like, you know, and I'm pretty much the right age for this shit. Like, you know, I'm good for a few more years with this shit.
I'm age appropriate for this shit. This shit is age appropriate.
Which ironically he ended up being anyway, and I guess they're making a new one. And man, Danny Glover, I mean, is he in the new one, or because he's got to be
supposed to be both of them?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's.
Yeah.
If he was too old for that shit before, I don't know what he's.
I don't know what shit he's ready to do now.
Yeah, I know. Like there's not going to be too much that I would think so many years have gone by. He would not.
Even his kids, like, you know, there's the part when he's teaching his son how to shave, but like the kid was like a high school senior, I think. And it's like, you know, so by now that kid is, well, so there's that. So there's that. So, okay, so she doesn't know I need the money. So there's that. Okay.
I didn't ask for your goddamn life story, Jerry.
We're not a bank, Jerry. But my point is, even Murtaugh's kids are too old for that shit now. They're like 5 years older than us.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, they've got to be 50.
You're too old for this
Wasn't
shit.
there wasn't there a real young one?
They might have had a baby. He had an older son, because in Lethal Weapon 2, his older son, not like a son that's older than he is, because I don't think you can do that, but his son was like hanging with like
Mr.
with
Cooper?
some criminal.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He was hanging with some gangs.
Yeah. Everything was about gangs in that year.
And Murtaugh was like, "Don't do that. Then we have to focus on this Krugerrand heist."
Exactly, because these guys from South Africa, and the problem is because of their diplomatic immunity, they can pretty much just be like,
he totally wails on Riggs with his gun. He shoots Riggs a bunch of times.
Yeah, he hits him
wails
with
on him with bullets.
Yeah,
and
big
says
time.
Diplomatic immunity.
Yeah, and oh man, one of the best. And Murtaugh, he does that thing where you can see that he's trying to swallow, but he's probably has some food in his mouth, so he can't.
Or his
swallow.
neck is a little tense.
Yeah, his neck is real tense, and he's like, and as that tension melts out of his neck, then he decides to wail on the guy from South Africa right in the head with a bullet.
Later on, we'll buy the DVD of Lethal Weapon 2 and find the correct moment in the time code for you to navigate to see this scene.
Yeah. So the guy goes, "Oh man," and it's such in the guy's face. He goes, "Diplomatic immunity," and he's so smarmy. He's like, just like pouring, just a smarm dripping off him.
Yeah, that guy.
And then what does Murtaugh say to him?
Oh no, you say it. You say it.
Has just been revoked.
Murtaugh, you don't have the authority to revoke diplomatic immunity,
but he don't.
Unfortunately,
he's too old for any of that.
Yeah,
shit.
he is too old for that. Actually, that's something that probably would be like working in like in customs or something.
Yeah, it would be a customs vibe there. But man,
There's
remember.
not any movies about customs.
Yeah, there aren't too many. Like, I still like a good action movie. Like, I'll watch the heck out of a John Wick. Like, I think they're fun. They're well done.
I ain't never seen them.
Yeah, you should watch them.
Maybe I will tonight.
They're pretty great. They're pretty good. I think the second one is my favorite, but they're all great.
I saw the first like 10 minutes of the second one where he totally straight up aces like 300 people.
And the best thing is like, the guy is like he was like, he's really good at assassinating people, but he's also a real good guy. So that's why I like about it, because it's like, this guy's a good guy.
Yeah. I like movies about good guys.
And
like Multiplicity.
it really is one of those things that like Keanu is just like Keanu's he seems like a real good dude. He really does. He seems pretty genuine.
Yeah, he seems like a real genuine dude.
Yeah, and you see things about him that make you think he's a good dude. So therefore, he's a good dude.
Yeah, I read about him being a good dude to other people on set.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh right.
Yeah. Like I know there are a bunch of guys that were or a bunch of people. I don't know if they were all guys. Whatever, you get the gist. I don't give a rip what your deal is. But he gave a bunch of the stunt people. He gave them all real
leather jackets, right?
And like he gives them like good watches and motorcycles and basically if you know Keanu Reeves, he'll buy you whatever you want. So just get to know him. And he also like just talks to people on the street and he rides the subway. So I would no, yeah, you do what you want to do.
So
you
good
have all the info. But maybe if you get to know Keanu Reeves, he'll give you presents. And Keanu, we love you, and we would like some presents.
And he'll teach you how to do yoga.
Yeah. Hey, man, we made a theme for Big and Ted's Excellent Adventure. It was real good, and we love you, Keanu. So, we'll take some presents.
Yeah. I would love a DVD of My Own Private Idaho.
Yeah. Man, because then you could pause it and go to whatever chapter you want.
Yeah.
If Gus Van Sant is the kind of auteur that allows chapters in this, David Lynch does not like chapters on
watch
DVDs.
the whole thing.
I wonder if he'll ever call us. He should probably call us up someday.
If you push play, watch the whole fucking thing.
People, God, I was going to do the thing where he bitches about people watching movies on their phones.
Yeah.
But hey, you guys can probably find that clip. I'm sure somebody burned it onto a DVD and it's available.
Yeah, and if you're going to make a reference to something people haven't seen, it's when the thing where he makes quinoa. Because what I found really funny was, first of all, when he's talking about how you make it, he says you put it in the water and then you put in about that much salt while he's shaking. You have no idea how much salt.
Uh-huh.
And then later, he's talking about taking it off the stove, and he's like, so you get a paper towel, and you roll it up 2 times, so it's really thick. And he uses those, and like we're watching that, and I'm
it's like you could have used a pot holder.
David
or a
Lynch
towel.
doesn't know about pot holders.
Yeah. And he's just burning towels.
He's like, he doesn't have time for that shit. He's busy painting.
Yeah, maybe he reuses them. Maybe he puts them aside, and he's like, "That's my pot grabbing towel."
He's busy not listening to Dylan.
Oh man, he got
Dylan.
real mad, and then he went and told Jay Giles Band all about it, and then they got didn't Jay Giles Band be like, "Fuck you, don't talk about Dylan that way. We're not friends anymore."
No. Well, he said
that's on a DVD.
Yeah, that's in the Art Life. He says
it's also in a book.
Nobody walks out on Dylan, man. And I told him, I walk out on Dylan. Get the fuck out of here. And as you may have guessed, that was the end of Living with Peter.
Peter Wolf, the singer of the song Centerfold by the J Girls Band.
Did they do Freeze Frame? Is that them?
Yeah, Freeze Frame. You gotta do that. You gotta do that Freeze Frame, whatever
that
you
part
can,
in the middle.
baby.
Yeah, and Freeze Frame is basically pause in it. So they're like, you gotta pause it.
You know what's the greatest thing about DVDs is how much better the clarity on a pause is.
Yeah.
Like you could just let's say you want
that was such a big thing at the time.
It really was.
Like, oh man, I didn't realize how much I wanted pause clarity.
Because you honestly, because you could pause it then and you could see. Because there's so many times in movies where you want to pause it and see, but then you can't. And that's when you really started to see the background characters in movies. And that's when you started to get really interested in like people who are in the background of like the Star Wars at the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Yeah.
Like guys that you didn't even know what.
When I got
like these are guys that you didn't even know what.
I still had one of those little 13-inch TVs.
Yeah.
It's really funny having high def on a 13-inch TV.
And you know what's funny too? Like I have a big TV now. Yeah, I don't mean to brag. It's big, but also it costs like $300. So it's like I don't think it's that good. Like I wonder what a good TV is like.
Yeah.
Like I want to buy.
Yeah, because mine costs $200 with 50.
Yeah, and mine looks pretty good.
Yeah, mine looks pretty good too.
I feel like I'm getting a good amount of depth in my direction. You know?
Yeah, I think there's good depth. I think it's basically like you buy the $300 TV. it's gonna break.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess. 'Cause
Eventually.
This one, you can see like all these lights are coming through from the background, which might be UFOs. We haven't confirmed that yet.
Yeah.
They still are unidentified. And they do go away when you turn the TV off, which makes you think like, geez, did these UFOs only live in the TV when it's on?
The other day, I watched a movie about a UFOs that I've never seen before.
What was that
It's
movie?
a classic, and Little Bird told me that maybe it was recently recorded for a particular theme band's debut live full band album.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, I had never seen that Close Encounters 3 times movie before, somehow.
That's my favorite Spielberg movie.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
It is a really weird big goof.
And like Dreyfus is such a dirtbag.
Yeah, well, hey, I mean, he is a very selfish man who is more interested in going to space than living with Terry Garr. And I'm like, man, it's Terry Garr.
It's Terry Garr, man.
And those kids are assholes.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, that's true.
it seems like the perfect American family for me.
This is Happy Claus, and I come to you. I'm speaking to you between two worlds. You wanted proof? I'll give you proof that I am real. I bring you the Wamblers from the netherworld. We got a theme song now.
Now we're like the themes too.
Hey, this is the best band in the world at doing themes, and we're your favorite. We're called the Wamblers. My name's Jeff, and this is my brother Wally, and we are here to talk about movies and goofing with you.
Yeah, and the movie that we're talking about this week is a little movie starring, like, I don't know, like these guys who are cops, and it's called Lethal Weapon, and it's about some things.
I'm going to just tell you right off the bat, I didn't care for it because there's not like any part of the movie where anybody walks up to either of the two cops and is like, hey, are you a cop? And so it didn't seem like real life to me, because in real life, if I see a cop, I'm like, it's like, hey, if you're a cop, you have to tell me. And then you see another cop and you go ask them, like, are you a cop? You know.
Yeah, you're right, because if a movie's gonna be like about a bunch of dicks that are cops, it really should show us being dicks to the cops, because that's what real life is the Wamblers being dicks to cops. Because let's face it, cops are like dicks.
I do like the part where the cop does weird stuff when he's like, I know I'm a cop, but I'll tell you what, we're gonna jump off of the building onto this big fucking balloon.
Yeah.
Or like, hey, how about I eat this powder at a Christmas tree place?
Yeah, because actually, I guess this movie is real.
Hey kids!
This movie is real. And you know why? Because of what you just said, that the cops act like an idiot, and like cops are idiots.
Like, don't do that. What are you, a cop?
Yeah.
And the other guy, he's like, I can't do this stuff anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not a kid.
Yeah.
And it's true, he's not a kid.
And I
he
would
could not
I
watch
would
the
say that
Wamblers play.
after
That's
you watch Lethal Weapon, you should keep watching it. So then when it gets to Lethal Weapon, then 2, then there's the one part where the guy poos and he's like gonna blow up because of how
it's
bad
like,
his-
oh no, there's too much. There's gonna be poo everywhere. First of all,
Yeah.
you know what, Stanley? Can you buy us a DVD of the second one?
Go to Circuit City or like some coast.
I want to be able to
Maybe wall-to-wall sound and video, because they're gonna change it to wall-to-wall sound and DVD, but also like video is part of the word in DVD, because it means digital video dicks. You ever see a digital video dick?
I can't. I can't.
Okay. Oh, do you hear that music? I hear music. What?
Yeah, is that upstairs? Is
No, it's in the headphones. Is it in? Let me.
Wait.
It's not in the room. Okay.
Oh, okay.
It stopped. It seems to be stopping. I don't know what just happened, but I heard that Hammy Claus guy's voice, and he said something about proving something to us.
I thought
and
I did.
Don't.
Huh.
And then I don't know.
I didn't.
A bunch of the movie jumped ahead. We're missing like 10 minutes or so, or
Are we? I haven't watched this in a while.
I mean, I think we're missing. I think we lost 10 minutes of time somehow.
Like,
what time's your watch say? Is it 10 minutes? Is it roughly 10 minutes later than when we said that one thing? I bet it is.
It probably is. I didn't check what time it was, but are you saying like an X-File kind of X-File might have happened?
Yeah, I'm saying I don't think there's any kind of about it. I've been watching a lot of X-Files lately. This definitely fits
That's first episode, I think, when Mulder, there's like a flash, and then Mulder's like, "Oh, it's 7 minutes later."
Oh yeah, because of aliens or something probably.
Yeah,
Anyway, that was weird. But geez, you gonna do anything for New Year's Eve? No. It's funny. I keep thinking. I'm assuming a lot of people who are like former drinkers probably think of this, but I keep thinking like, man, maybe I'll crack one on New Year's Eve. Not that there would be anything wrong with that. Everybody's on their own journey.
Sure.
I think I got it under control, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to. But it is nice to, because then I'm just like, I remember those hangovers, and I don't want to deal with that. That kind of sucks.
And every now and then, I like New Year's Eve, and I like doing a thing, going somewhere or something. But for the most part, I don't.
Yeah, we definitely didn't do anything last year because of the whole pandemic, and
I'll probably drive people somewhere.
Yeah, and we're still pretty pandemic-y, so getting together for a thing, But I don't, I wouldn't
stay up late.
Yeah, I wouldn't even want to. Like, man, I have not been up past midnight in a long time-o.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's like midnight doesn't even notice me, Jar Jar.
Yeah.
Oh man. Attack of the Clones. I watched that again the other day. It's just a real enjoyable movie. I know a lot of people out there are going to be like, ugh, but I find it very enjoyable.
Yeah, I
mostly
find it very enjoyable.
And it's weird because it's like, and here's why I'm going to tell you I enjoy it. Because I think Star Wars movies should be equal parts camp and equal parts razzmatazz.
That's weird. I was thinking of the word razzmatazz a few hours ago. And that's not a word that I often think of.
I don't know why it just popped into my head. Maybe that Hammy Claus guy put it there.
Yes, I did.
What?
I will tell you.
Okay.
That's odd. I don't even know.
Okay, so I don't know. I'm a little high on the marijuana, but maybe this Hammy guy is a real guy. But now the holidays are over, so there's no way for us to know until next year. I'm pretty sure most rules say that once the holidays are over, you just don't really talk about those guys for a while.
Let sleeping dogs.
Let's let that and I'm talking
really
about all the
sleeping.
holiday guys. I'm talking about Santa Claus,
Halloween.
I'm talking about Tommy Turkey,
Saint Valentine.
Yeah, I'm talking about Admiral Arbor Day.
Ron. Who's born on the 4th of July? Ron
Kovic.
Yeah, I'm talking Ron Kovic.
Is it?
I think it is.
I think it
so.
is.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's a serial killer. But you could make the argument. You could make the argument. He was a Vietnam guy, probably serial killed, albeit during a war. But I'm gonna go on record saying that war was naughty. They shouldn't have done that war.
I'm gonna say
you guys were naughty.
Just in a semantic sense, I don't think that fits the definition of serial killer. Not saying it was morally okay, or even not even saying it wasn't worse than being a serial killer.
That's an interesting thing. I bet Caitlin, my lovely fiance, would know something about that, because I wonder if there were any serial killers like in wars that are literally people that are just like, I am like that do make it like that are like stalky and doing scary things.
Yeah,
and
literally watching like Mindhunter based on a different show I watched.
Yeah, Mindhunters.
I'm like, no, serial killer's pretty specific.
Yeah, but But what if the one is in an army, is what I'm saying.
Sure.
You can't tell me that some of those guys were not just like off the fucking reservation, just straight up acing guys left and right, and with no rhyme or reason to it.
Sure.
But serial killers often do have rhyme and reason. Bad rhyme, decent rhymes and bad reasons. I'm saying some of them can write a decent,
they can write a pretty good,
like Zodiac.
song.
He can write a pretty compelling misspelled letter.
Yeah, that's true. And
hopefully as soon as Ted Cruz is out of office, he can be arrested for being Zodiac. Because he is. Look at his face. He looks just like Arthur Lee Allen.
I never put two and two together, but Ted Cruz is definitely Zodiac.
Aren't there rumors that he is Zodiac? Probably. I haven't heard those. I'm pretty sure there's probably a DVD available about Zodiac conspiracy theories that you could find that someone burned off of YouTube clips. They exist. These things exist.
Just get a DVD-R.
You can put anything on a DVD. You can get a DVD burner and put like whatever you want. You can put a video game on it. All you got to do is put a video game on a DVD.
All you got to do is drive out to the convention in Oaks, PA, buy a DVD of the special features of Zodiac.
It's a Criterion. Get the Criterion collection.
I don't have the I have the one.
I do. It is a director's cut, which is really disappointing because there's you don't even notice the new stuff.
Sure. Yeah. Jack's dad is in that. He reads the first letter.
And you know what? You would be surprised at the amount of CGI they put on that DVD because he uses CGI in this way.
CGI is really big.
Like usually when you think about CGI, you think about The Mask,
not with him,
or like Spawn 1.
Spawn 1. Yeah,
but he uses it in a way that just makes like buildings look like they looked in the 70s or whatever. And it's like you're not even like, oh, there's CGI on this DVD. You're just like
he CGI's stuff that doesn't even need to be CGI.
Yeah, but then you find out about it when you watch the special features that are available on a lot of DVDs.
In Gone Girl, when Medea, from Medea Goes to Jail, when Medea's throwing gummy bears at Goodwill Hunting. Those gummy bears, total CGI gummy bears. Every one of them.
You got to be acing.
He's got like when Jim Bond is laying there and his head's bleeding in the shower.
Yeah.
None of that blood is really there. Daniel Craig is not actually bleeding even.
Yeah, because
it's all CGI.
It's CGI they put right on the DVD just for you.
They just put it right on the DVD.
And this is the best part about DVDs, guys, because you can't get CGI that's like not on DVD.
Try it on a different format. Just try it.
Try some analog CGI.
Please try
because I'll tell you what that is. That is a cartoon, my friend.
Yeah.
And you go nuts with your cartoons. Man. We like CGI on our DVDs.
It just occurred to me.
We like it.
We might want to think about doing a special edition release of themes on not just CD, Super Audio CD.
Yeah, and the gold ones. Remember the golden ones that you could get?
Yeah.
That cost like $30 and probably sounded a little better.
Yeah, they did probably sound a little better.
Yeah, there was that good. I guess a lot of guys do that now because of that space audio that they got. But man, remember when they had Yoshimi come out on a DVD?
Yeah, it was. And it was all like.
But it wasn't even a movie.
Man.
It was just the sound.
5.1 mix.
We don't. Yeah, 5.1 mix. And 5.1 basically means that everything is 5 times better plus
another 10%.
Plus 10%. Yeah. Plus
of one.
Yeah.
10% of one.
That's a great. That's one of my favorite Stephen Malcolm songs.
That's the
10% of one.
That's the sequel. It's like
10% of one.
The 2021 version.
Yeah.
10% of one.
We got to switch it up, guys.
I hope all of you listeners are really getting that deep Stephen Malcolmus and the Jix reference.
Everyone's going and digging out their
one.
Pig Lib LP.
Oh, it's on Pig Lib.
Oh man.
Good record.
So good.
Got Vanessa from Queens.
It got that one like song that goes like doo 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 doo.
Oh yeah,
I saw them all. A mental pod. A wrestle rhinos.
Yeah, and it's got Animal Midnight where in the middle of it it goes like Jeep, wubba, wubba, Jeep,
and and you know what else it got? That bonus disc that has that song like back in the time it was 1983.
That bonus disc that has old Jerry.
We were a band, Dynamic Casualty. Yeah, guys, check that out. That's good
Check it
stuff.
out.
And, like, they don't really talk about movies, but sometimes maybe they do.
You know
it's
what's
pretty
funny?
abstract stuff.
That Stephen Malcolm-
he talks about Yul Brynner and that guy's. And that
What's
one
funny
song.
is those Malcolmist tunes that we were just talking about, those probably are only available on like CDs.
Yeah, because I remember I had to have you send them to me because I didn't have them no more.
I don't think them shits.
I was like, I ain't
that
got these.
Pavement Major Leagues EP. That shit's not streaming.
Yeah,
actually,
the-
it's probably on the Brighten the Corners. I don't think all the songs.
Maybe.
There's not. No,
Because Major Leagues ain't even on that record, so it's definitely
Yeah,
not.
but they have some of the. They got like the Harness Your Hopes. But there's a acoustic version of the song Major Leagues. That's not on there.
Is it on?
Take it to the
Did
bank.
they ever do a Terror Twilight special edition?
No.
Oh, they
no.
better. That. Oh man, I'll tell you
I
what.
think they loaded a lot of the
Yeah.
Brighten the Corners
I
one
guess.
with that stuff.
Yeah, and maybe by that point, because Malcolmus was pretty much like, "Hey guys, I'm getting out of here in a
Yeah.
minute." So maybe they were like, "Enough songs," because
Yeah.
a lot of the songs, like on the documentary, you hear him playing some songs that end up on his first solo album.
Right,
So maybe
right.
he was like, "I'm gonna keep this for old Stevie." And hey, more power to him because he was pretty much the main songwriter.
And this has been Pavement Chat.
Yep. So you can, hey, thanks for listening to the podcast, guys. This has been the United Givers of Themes, the podcast. And hey, the holidays are now officially over. So stop being merry and go back
Back to work.
feeling neutral about everything. You know that. So check out twogoff.com for all your themes needs. You can find links to all of our music. All of our music is available on like iTunes, and is iTunes still a thing? I don't know. You know, where you listen to music, like all that stuff. And we thank you. And these songs today are on our Christmas single that came out. It came out last year, but then we never really talked about it. So we're talking about it now because it's the holidays. And yeah, so follow us on YouTube. And we don't really do Twitter anymore. We don't really do TikTok anymore. I mean, it's still there, but it's mostly Instagram. So check out Instagram and yeah, and, you know, theme it, you damn doodle dupes.
Ladle, you ladle.
Little. Yeah. Bye bye.